condition that Q is equal to basically Q1 plus Q2. So here we will first of all write down that thing, Q, that is total discharge, is equal to Q1 plus Q2. Now if we have such type of condition, then this is what we call as a FP, that is force which is parallel to the plate surface. Now that force we have already found out as Fp is equal to F cos theta, which is equal to, where F is nothing but rho a v, okay, and here we have that particular value of theta as cos theta, or we can say that rho a v square cos theta. We will rearrange that equation as rho a v into v cos theta. AV is nothing but discharge Q. So area into velocity is nothing but what we call as a discharge. So we can write this equation as rho Q into v into cos theta. So this is what we call as a FP in form of discharge and velocity. So this is what we call as the total force in the direction parallel to the plate surface. Now one more thing we know from the impulse momentum principle, that from impulse momentum principle, we can say that Fp is equal to rho Q1 into V minus rho Q2 into V. How that thing will happen? Obviously Fp is equal to is nothing but rate of change of momentum. So rho Q1 is nothing but m dot 1 and rho Q2 is nothing but m dot 2. So we have resolved that particular, or we have simplified this particular mass flow rate in form of basically density and discharge form. So here we have this equation. This equation is number 1 and this will become equation number 2. So from this equation number 2 and equation number 1, equating those two equations, we will have expression rho qv cos theta is equal to rho q1 v minus rho q2 v. So by solving this equation, we have v get cancelled out and rho is also get cancelled out. We have q cos theta is equal to q1 minus q2. This is your equation number 3. And from this equation we can write that equation here again. Q is equal to q1 plus q2. This will become equation number 4. Now we will try to solve these two equations for individual q1 and q2. If we will try to add this equation 3 with 4, we have a value of q1, because this q2 get cancelled out if we are going to add these two equations. So we will have 2q1 is equal to q plus q cos theta, and if we will try to rearrange that equation, we will have q1 is equal to q by 2 in bracket 1 plus cos theta. This is nothing but discharge in this direction. Now if we subtract equation number 4 from 3, we will have 2q2. If we are going to subtract this equation 4 from 3, we have 2q2 on either side is equal to q minus q cos theta. So rearranging that equation, you have q2 is equal to q by 2 1 minus cos theta. So this is nothing but discharge Q2. So this is equation number 5 and equation number 6. This indicates that we can easily find out discharge in this direction and this direction if we know the total discharge which is exiting from that particular nozzle, and that total discharge is nothing but area into velocity. The area is nothing but the cross-sectional area of this jet having diameter d. So this is how we can find out total discharge, and if we know the theta as if the angle made by that plate with respect of jet, we can find out discharges like this. Now we will see case number 3. Here is very interesting thing related to this particular case. The jet is striking the plate which is curved one. Now this plate is symmetrically curved. This is very interesting one. This plate is or surface is symmetrically curved surface. What is the meaning of symmetrically curved surface? If we consider this as a curved surface, if this surface, you can see this surface at the exit makes an angle of theta degree with the jet. If this angle and this angle is same, that is theta and theta, then it can be said as the surface is symmetrically curved surface. If this angle is not equal one, if it is not equal one, then after we can say that the curved surface is unsymmetrical one. So this has to be considered. Okay, now we will just try to solve this particular case to find out the force, or we can say to find out the magnitude of the force exerted on such type of symmetrically curved surface. So here we have a nozzle. Through this nozzle, after conversion of potential energy into kinetic energy, we have a water jet having diameter d, and this jet has velocity v meter per second. Now when it strikes that particular curved surface at its center, so just for the imagination, you can consider this curved surface as if an umbrella. You can see that you can imagine the umbrella. So in umbrella there is a provision of a kind of stick that we are holding in our hand, and there is a provision of a black raincoat, or we can say waterproof surface is provided. So that has to be considered as a kind of, we can say, curved surface which is symmetrically curved, and the stick that we are holding in our hand during rainy season is nothing but what we call as a jet. So this is how we can imagine that particular case. Okay, now the thing which is need to understand in this particular case is that this curved surface has exit angle as a theta. So this one is theta. So these angles are same, that's why it is known as symmetrically curved way. Now this jet strikes the curved surface at the center, and because of the surface, this jet or water flow exits this particular surface through this direction with velocity v. So as if we have a frictionless surface, velocity does not changes, okay, it does not reduces, and its magnitude will remain constant. Okay, now this is velocity v and this one is velocity v, which are making an angle of basically theta degree. Now this, because of this theta degree angle and this particular velocity v, which is the vector quantity, can resolve into two components. One is along the jet, one is along the direction which is the direction of that of your jet, and another is perpendicular to the direction of jet. So this is the direction of jet, and here we have a perpendicular direction to that particular z direction. So we have these two components. So now we will just try to understand these two components. So v can be resolved in x direction, in this direction, as v cos theta, but as per our sign convention we are considering x, this direction, as positive direction, this direction as positive x direction, and obviously opposite to that we have negative direction, okay, negative x direction. So because of that reason we have this negative sign provided over here. Similarly on lower side also we have this negative sign which is provided over here. Now the magnitude is same, as if we have to consider the force exerted on a curved surface. As I told you, we have a kind of situation in this particular case like umbrella. So the jet is supposed to split equally, on this particular surface. So magnitude of velocity is also will remain constant, as if we have some sort of assumption related to there is no any type of loss will occur over the surface. So velocity will remain constant. Now we will just try to write down the equation for force. So we have two types of forces may occur. One force is along x direction, another force is along y direction, or along x direction. So we have normal force. This one is to be considered as a normal force. Means what? The force which is normal to the surface. So here we have a normal force is nothing but Fx is equal to, as per impulse momentum theorem, m dot v1x minus v2x. The reason is what? Basically we have to find out force along x direction. That's why we have to consider these two components or these two velocities in x direction. So you may remember v1x is nothing but velocity of the jet in x direction before striking the plate, and v2x is nothing but velocity of the jet in the same direction after striking the plate. So we can say that we have a kind of situation like this. See, after on before striking the plate, the velocity v1x is equal to v meter per second. What should be the velocity v2x? In this direction, obviously in this direction we have to consider, but what is the condition? That v2x is nothing but velocity of the jet after striking the plate. So after striking the plate, the velocity of the jet is this one along x direction. So this one is nothing but v cos theta, which is same one. We can represent it as v cos theta, but it has a direction which is opposite to the positive x direction. So we can write here this particular value as negative v cos theta meter per second. So we have these two basically values related to that of your velocities along x direction before striking the plate and after striking the plate. So we can put these values in this equation. Before that, the mass flow rate is nothing but the mass flow rate m dot is equal to rho a v, or av is nothing but q. So we can also write this equation as rho q. So we will prefer this type of equation so that we can modify this equation in proper manner. So Fx is equal to m dot is nothing but rho a v in bracket v1x is nothing but v minus v2x is minus v cos theta. This bracket is completed. So we will just solve this equation. Rho a v in bracket v minus minus will become plus v cos theta, or rho a v, this v can be taken out as a common from this bracketed quantity, and after taking out from this bracketed quantity this v and this common v will become v square in bracket 1 plus cos theta. So this is nothing but fx for symmetrically curved surface. This is what we call as a fx. Now similarly we can find out fy. So to find out fy, I think it is very simple one. Fy is equal to m dot. Now we have to consider v1y minus v2y, because we have to find out velocity force in y direction. So obviously we have to consider velocities in y direction. So before striking the plate, before impact, the y component is 0, so v1y is equal to 0, and after striking the plate the y component is v2y is equal to v sin theta. So these are equal one. Okay, so we can directly put that value in this equation of force. Fy is equal to mass flow rate is rho a v in bracket v1y is 0 minus v2y is v sin theta. So solving this equation we will get rho a v square sin theta as fy. So this is basically force in y direction. So we have two equations to find out force along x direction and y direction. So basically this is how we can find out force along x direction and y direction. Now we will consider a special case. What if this theta is 0? Means what? This curved surface is in such a way that it make, if theta is equal to 0, we will have a kind of curved surface like this. Here we have a jet of water which is striking the plate, and after striking the plate or curved surface, this angle of deviation or exit angle is basically same to that of your jet direction. Okay, or we can say that this particular surface deviates that jet through an angle of 180 degree. So exit angle in this particular case will become 0. So if we have such type of condition, that is theta is equal to 0, if we put this value in this equation, we will have cos 0 is equal to 1. So fx is equal to rho a v square in bracket 1 plus cos 0 is equal to, cos 0 is equal to 1, so 1 plus 1 will become 2, so it will become 2 rho a v square. So we can say that for hemispherical, when or plate or surface, the force Fx is equal to 2 rho a v square. So in one of the in-semester examination, there is a question is asked related to this particular theory. They have asked that show that the force exerted on a symmetrically curved surface, which is hemispherical one, has force twice to that of force exerted on a flat plate. So you may remember that on a flat plate, if we are going to apply a jet, the force is nothing but rho a v square only, x direction force. But if we replace that flat plate with this hemispherical vane or surface, the force will become twice. So you have to remember this particular derivation as if very important derivation. Many of time very tricky questions they may ask in the examination, so that you have to answer it properly. The next case is to find out force exerted by the jet if the surface is curved one, but that curved surface is unsymmetrically curved surface, and the jet is striking to that curved surface tangentially. Now this is the statement form. Now we will see this particular statement form with the help of diagram. So this is a curved surface. Now in previous case I have told you that if these angles are different, if these angles are same, then after it is to be considered as symmetrically curved surface, these exit angles. But in this case we have these angles which are different one. Here we have angle theta, here we have angle phi. So we have a kind of condition in which there is a curved surface but it is unsymmetrical one. And in this case we have another thing, that is nothing but the jet striking to that particular plate tangentially. So if we consider this surface, so water jet entering into this particular vein tangentially, and it also exits tangentially. So it is entering with velocity v meter per second tangentially. Due to this geometry, this is supposed to deviate through an angle of basically theta to phi, and because of the geometry it exits with velocity v meter per second, as if we have a kind of frictionless surface. So this v, the inlet angle is theta and the outlet angle is phi, can be resolved into two components at inlet and at outlet. So one component is in this direction, in positive x direction, another is in positive y direction. So we have this v has two components, v cos theta which is along x direction and v sin theta which is along y direction. Similarly here also we have a kind of case in which this exit angle v, exit velocity v, makes an angle of phi with this particular direction of basically, or we can say a datum line with which makes an angle of phi degree. So it may resolve into two components. One is along x direction v cos phi, as if the direction is opposite one, so we can say that it is minus v cos phi, and here we have a case which is having y direction velocity as v sin phi. Now we will just write down equation for force. So Fx is equal to m dot v1x minus v2x. From the convention, v1x is nothing but velocity of the jet before striking the plate in x direction. So in x direction, this one is to be considered as v1x, velocity of the jet in x direction before striking the plate. So v cos theta. v2x is nothing but velocity of the jet after striking the plate. So while exiting, the x component is minus v cos phi. So here we have two velocities, so we can put these velocities in this equation. One more thing, that is nothing but mass flow rate m dot is equal to rho into q, or rho a v, where rho is density of water, a is nothing but cross sectional area of this particular jet. This is what we call as the area, okay, or we can say cross sectional area, and v is nothing but velocity of the jet. So we will put these all values in this equation. So Fx is equal to rho av in bracket v cos phi, sorry, we will just minus v cos phi plus, or we can rewrite that equation, my mistake. Fx is equal to rho av in bracket v cos theta minus of minus v cos phi. We can complete this bracket like this. So this minus minus will become plus, and we can take this v as a common. So rho a v square in bracket cos theta plus cos phi is nothing but force exerted in x direction if we have a kind of condition where we have a unsymmetrically curved surface and jet is entering tangentially into that particular plate. Fy is equal to m dot v1y minus v2y is equal to, we can say that v1y is equal to and v2y. Just try to guess. This one is nothing but v1y stands for what? Velocity of the jet before striking the plate in y direction. So in y direction that velocity is v sine theta, and here we have v sine phi. So we will put these values in this equation. We will get Fy is equal to rho a v square in bracket sine theta minus sine phi. So these two values related to that of your forces can be write like this. Now one more thing which is remaining is that what if this curved surface is symmetrical one, means what? Theta is equal to phi. So if theta is equal to phi, we can say that cos theta plus cos theta, it will become 2 cos theta, because theta is equal to phi or phi is equal to theta. So fx in that case is rho a v square in bracket cos theta plus cos theta. So it will become cos theta plus cos theta 2 cos theta. So 2 rho a v square cos theta is nothing but force fx if that is theta is equal to phi, that is symmetrical curved surface. So this is all about related to that of your basically x force. So Fy is equal to rho a v square theta and phi if those are same. So what will happen basically, those are get cancelled each other, so this value will become 0 and this whole value will become 0. So in that case we have a kind of condition where there is no any type of y force will be generated and it will become nullified or 0. For semicircular one, when fx is equal to, for semicircular theta will become 0, so it will become 2 rho a v square, because cos 0 is equal to 1 and Fy will remain 0. So this is all about related to that of basically force exerted on a unsymmetrically curved surface, and from that we can find out basically the forces for different special conditions. So here on right hand side I have written some of the special condition. One of the special condition, if it will become symmetrical one, so force magnitude will be changed. If it will become semicircular one, the force magnitude will remain constant, that is 2 rho a v square, which is similar to that of a kind of previous case that we have seen, symmetrically curved surface, hemispherical surface. Okay, so this is all about related to the case number 4.